Hi, my name is Colleen Hall, and I am presenting to you about the importance of adapted physical education. Adaptive physical education, what does that mean exactly? Well, it's also known as APE, not APE, as you can see on my video. It's often called adapted PE because the instruction in a physical education setting is designed to meet the individual needs of the student through their IEP, which is their individual education plan. So every student is different, every disability is different for their student, and what my job is to look at the student's IEP and figure out how exactly I can adapt their physical education curriculum. So it's really important. As you can see here in my screen, this is my student Bianca, and she has a muscular ailment, a disability, if you will, and she had to have surgery. So they put her on my caseload for adapted PE. And she doesn't have a lot of muscle tone behind her. So they're playing volleyball here, you can see in the screen. And I found a bigger ball and a softer ball for her to use. And that way she was able to serve and hit it over the net to her peers. So it was great. It was awesome. She did an awesome job. When did adapted physical education even start? It started in 1975 with the PL 94-142 Act, and this recognized physical education as the need for direct services. So this is specially designed physical education that must be available to every child with a disability that is receiving free public education. So it kind of starts with your physical therapists and trickles down to me in a way in which the physical therapist and I can work together to kind of meet some common goals, whether it be learning how to jump a certain way, skip, gallop. It's really about getting students involved with their peers and reaching certain motor or physical goals. Ways in which we modify PE activities. So you can use a bigger ball or a smaller ball depending on the need of the student. There's some students that have issues with gripping, and you might need a smaller ball in order to have the student be able to grip. There are also times where students are playing basketball and they're having to dribble and they're just not able to get enough force down to get the ball back up and to kind of keep that motion going. So a playground ball, just your regular old playground ball that you and I had growing up, is great for dribbling. Moving closer to a target when you're throwing. A lot of kids with disabilities have lower muscle tone or just don't have that kind of range of motion. So if they're all learning how to throw, moving a little bit closer to the target will make them more successful. Students with visual impairments might need a brighter yellow ball. I have a student that is almost completely blind, but she sees yellow great. So when they played volleyball or dodgeball, she had her own yellow ball that she got to use to serve, and she was able to see it enough to get that visual and hit it back over. Students often have auditory sensory concerns, so headphones might seem, funny to wear in a gym class, but it really helps some of my kids be super successful. When we're running relay races, sometimes my students can't quite make it all the way to the end, so I'll shorten the distance, maybe have them go half the amount, and it takes them about the same time as their typical peers. As you can see here in my slide, my picture of my student Edison. So I'm doing with him, it's called hand over hand. My hands are literally over his hands to make him successful while playing volleyball as well. So he is getting ready. We tried to serve like our peers, but he just couldn't get our motion down. So instead of serving, I modified by just throwing it over the net, and then the students on the other side played it back over. So that way he was able to participate with his peers. Next, we have, why is physical education important? you can see that it is important to help kids participate with their peers. The Individuals with Disabilities Education Act of 1997 defined physical education, and it mandated students with disabilities to develop motor fitness in their what is called least restrictive environment, their LRE. So my district views a student with disabilities least restrictive environment as inclusion with their peers. This is one of the only times in their day where they're able to just play with everyone else and feel a part of the group. So this is a great opportunity. This is what's known as their least restrictive environment. It provides inclusion, physical activity, motor fitness, and these are all the most important parts of adapted PE or APE. So, really, other districts might have a small group of students with similar disabilities even, and do a small group and kind of teach everyone the same skills, where my school district, Lakota Local School District, we like to include them in with all of their neurotypical peers and try to make them as successful as possible. In my screen there, you can see my girl Zoya, amazing athlete. She has brittle bone disease, and so my time with her is really spent making sure she doesn't break anything. She could roll over in bed while sleeping and break something, unfortunately. So she can use a regular ball, but I moved her off to the side, and I have a little blue basket there that she was taking some shots in. She was able to participate in volleyball with her peers. Again, we used a really soft ball for everybody, and it worked out awesome. Adapted physical education is important to me because this gives students with disabilities the opportunity to socialize and play with their neurotypical peers. I'm working towards my master's at Mount Vernon, and as an intervention specialist, I am an advocate already for students with disabilities, and it's just so important in every aspect of their education that they have an advocate, and I want that to be me. So to end right here, I have my best guy, is what I call him. His name's Joshua. He has nonverbal autism, and he does not need a hand to hold. As you can see in the picture, it looks like he does, but he doesn't. He's just a big teddy bear and likes to just have that sensory feel of touch sometimes when he's walking. He is 14 years old, and he surely does not need two adapted physical education teachers to hold his hand to walk. But we do need to help him kick a ball and throw and catch. But the walking part he's got down, and his smile often is the best part of my day. So I love what I do, and I am so happy to share this with you and the importance of adapted physical education. Thank you.